FM 94.1, AM 1550 in Boulder. We are 96.9 FM. And, of course, MileHighSports.com. Sign up for the Mile High Sports Daily. You want to do that. Go to MileHighSports.com. Click on the Daily, and then input your email address. And there you go. You will get the Mile High Sports Daily. It's that easy because every day we have a fresh take, a new angle from one of our writers that comes to you from MileHighSports.com. Momentarily, we will be talking with the head football coach at Colorado State University, Jim McElwain. It's the Rams and the Lobos Senior Day this Saturday at Lubick Hughes Stadium, and then the Rams will wrap up the season at Air Force Academy, and we'll see where they rank at that point. This segment brought to you by Carmen Leonardo's Meat Market in Lakewood. That's the original store since 1978 at Florida and Wadsworth, and in Aurora at Smoky Hill and Chambers. And make this year the year that you have Carmen Leonardo's take care of all of your Thanksgiving needs, whether it's turkeys, turducken. Yeah, make it. If you've never had a turducken, they can fix a turducken for you at Carmen Leonardo's in Lakewood and in Aurora. All right, let's jump right in. Jim McElwain, the head coach of the CSU Rams, the 22nd ranked CSU Rams and 23rd ranked, but the college playoff system doesn't seem to think the Rams are worthy. Jim, your reaction when you didn't see CSU pop up in the top 25?
Well, I got to tell you, though, before you even start there. All right. Okay, every time I come on with you, man, it's Carmen Leonardo's, and I get really hungry. And, I mean, that is good stuff.
Maybe I'll talk to Carmen and have them bring some grub up for the Rams.
There you go. But
we can make that happen.
There you go. I'd love it. But no, we that's one of those things, that it's just, we've got to focus on winning this ball game this week, and it's amazing how things kind of work out if you just take care of your own business, and that's kind of been our mindset from the start of the season.
Well, it's funny. I was talking with Paul before you came on, and I said, everything going well? And he said, yeah, ready to go 1-0 this week. And I laughed, and I said, somebody's into your head.
That's exactly. And, every week there's a new set of challenges, and, that's what kind of makes this what it is, and at the same time, we've got a lot ahead of us, and, the biggest thing for us is to handle a team that, I think they've scored in the last 2 years about 2,000 points on us.
Close.
And we've got a heck of a challenge, and we're excited. This is a group of seniors, at Senior Day that I just can't tell you what they've done to commit to not only to themselves, but, the people around them and this community, and it'll be their last chance to play at home, and, I look forward to having a lot of people out there.
You mentioned staying focused on the game at hand, because I was always brought up, my father always taught us, you don't worry about what happened in the past. Whatever you've done, you can't change it. So move on, move forward. And in the media, we tend to want to break things down and look at things again and rehash and beat it to death. And then when you talk to the coaches and players, they're like, well, we did that Sunday and Monday. What are you talking about?
That's right.
And so, and I think you look at anybody that's successful in life, all right, you might screw up here, there, or whatever, but you learn and you just move forward, and it is about New Mexico. It's like Bill Belichick said, we're on to Cincinnati. We're on to Cincinnati.
There you go.
And it drives media nuts, and I just laugh. But it is true. You are focusing on New Mexico, and who gives a damn about what the voters said?
No, and that's, here I think is a really good thing for, all the state of Colorado. Right now there's a lot of people nationally talking about Colorado State University, and you know what? That's a good thing, and it's something that we're proud of. And yet, as I tell our guys, you know what? If we slip up and don't take care of today and continue to work in the now, then you know what? They're going to quit talking. So that's our responsibility to make sure we stay focused on the task at hand. And for us, just finishing up practice today and. Which was a lot of third down and red area, and then tomorrow, perfect Thursday, and just kind of that routine and that mindset is really what it's all about.
Colorado State head football coach Jim McElwain joining me tonight on Mile High Sports, brought to you by Carmen Leonardo's Meat Market in Lakewood.
There you go again.
And in Aurora.
There you go again. Carmen Leonardo. The meat market, I tell you what, I am just sitting here salivating, okay?
Well, good. We'll get it delivered to the McGraw Center, and we'll have the Rams taken care of. You mentioned it's going to be Senior Day on Saturday. Now that it's your third season at Colorado State, you think back and the transition from Fairchild to you, and you got to run some guys. Either you're with me or you're not. And you think about the guys that have stuck it out, that are seniors that'll be playing in their last game. What does it make you look back and think about?
Well, the one thing we did when we got here is we embraced everybody, and you know what, they're Rams, and it's hard in transition, but at the same time, the biggest thing is we're all responsible for our own actions, and each and every one of us has a choice. I mean, that's what makes America so great. We've got freedom of choice, and what our guys have done is they've taken the responsibility to realize and the time to realize that, you know what, before we do anything, got to invest in yourself and make sure you get it right. And then from there, now you have an opportunity to affect the people around you in a positive way. And what these seniors have done is they've embraced it. And, I'm just really proud of them. And I'm telling you what, every time I see them, here at these practices, to see what they have come through and how they have grown, it just really makes you proud.
Yeah, I've brought it up before. Garrett Grayson, he was gray-shirted. He was, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but he was kind of not necessarily an afterthought, but he was kind of on the back burners
Sure.
when he was brought in.
Uh-huh.
And for him to fight through, beating out Pete Thomas, beating out the other quarterback they brought in from Rosenberg, Texas, and then you and I've said this to you, the kid that's a redshirt freshman this year,
right,
from San Diego County. So he's really fought through, the challenge of keeping his job and winning it every day at practice.
No, he has, and he's really learned how to prepare, and just to see the growth in him really kind of started a year ago, about midway through the season. And, he'd been hurt that first year, missed I don't know how many games, 6, 7 games, whatever it was. And then, last year, struggled through kind of some not great outings. And yet, what he did, he hung in there. He's tough. He's resilient. He's really learned how to play the position and play it efficiently. And that's what he's really been doing here, kind of since we started to win a few ball games.
Let's look at the Lobos and what they do defensively. Is this a team, again, I think I ask you every time, but do you think you can run on them? Is that part of the plan, is to go right at them? Our belief is you want to be balanced, and that's just what we strive to do. And yet, as the flow of the game goes, sometimes you may end up doing a little bit more of one than the other. But for us, it all starts with being balanced and creating matchups and through shifts, formations, motions, that kind of thing, trying to get in our way the defense to maybe simplify a little bit based on some of that. And so, really, I think our staff has done an outstanding job of throughout a game, kind of feeling exactly kind of what's going to be there. And sometimes it's running, sometimes it's throwing, and for the most part, if you can run the ball successfully, you've got a chance to win the game. That's a great answer. Sometimes you got to run, sometimes you got to throw. That's I'm going to keep that one for sure, Coach.
I appreciate it, because during the game you never know.
I know. That's a smack right back at me. How's the health of this team? I mean, from Higgins to Grayson,
sure,
and beyond the rest of the team. Do you like the health right now?
Yeah, I think we've like everybody. We're down guys. I mean, there's no doubt, and yet. It's something you won't ever hear us, make excuses about. And, we're going to still be missing, Jake Schlager, who I'm telling you, this guy's the nuts and bolts of what we have done, in our special teams, and he's still going to be out, and we're going to be a little thinner at wide receiver with Jordan Vaden will be out this week, but other than that, and then the guys obviously that have been out for the season, we're about where we're at from a health standpoint. It should be all hands on deck, and I know our guys are excited again just to get out and get the opportunity to compete.
Jim McElwain, head football coach at Colorado State, tonight on Mile High Sports. What classes did you visit this week, Coach?
Actually, this week was back to fashion merchandising something, okay, which obviously, as they saw what I was wearing, they laughed. And then the other thing today was a cell biology class.
Of course.
That I actually am trying to get caught up in that one. I don't know that I'll ever get caught up in cell biology.
Try and find alcohol and beverage technology.
I'm not sure that'd be a good thing.
No, well, I was excited when I found it. I needed an elective. Of course, I was the only one in there that hadn't taken microbiology courses, and I was just like the dumb liberal arts major in the back going, wait, I thought that was going to be like whiskey and beer tasting, but that wasn't the case. So,
good stuff.
Alcohol and beverage technology would be my recommendation for you, Jim.
All right.
Hey, Coach, I always appreciate your time, and good luck against the Lobos on Saturday, Senior Day. I think it's very exciting.
Thanks so much, and I appreciate your time.
Anytime. Jim McElwain, head football coach at Colorado State. The Rams and the Lobos on Saturday in Fort Collins. And, CSU will wrap up the season at Air Force. So a fantastic rivalry to end up the season. But I think Jim McElwain really put it best, and he has great coach talk. Well, there's going to be some running, and there's going to be some passing, and some running. And I enjoy that. And I enjoy that he has a sense of humor that I start laughing because, you know what? He's not going to tell you. What smart coach is ever really going to tell you what his team's going to do? So that's it. But look, CSU should beat New Mexico. They should hammer New Mexico. They should line the ball up and run D Hart 20-25 times. They should get their rotation of running backs and smash it right down New Mexico's throat. Win the football game. I would expect Grayson to have a big game. I expect Hart to have a big game. I expect Higgins to have a big game. That's the triple threat for the Rams, and I think they should beat New Mexico handily, without question, handily. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll come back. Arnie Stapleton from the Associated Press will join me in the second segment of the show. Don't forget the final segment of the show. We've got Jeff Hasley from footballguys.com talking some fantasy football coming up later on in the show. We started things off. We had to jump right into this CSU segment to start the show off. So we'll hit a break. We'll come back. Arnie Stapleton from the AP, and we'll talk about the Denver Broncos and their upcoming game against the Dolphins. This segment brought to you by Carmen Leonardo's Meat Market, 2 locations in Lakewood at Florida and Wadsworth, and in Aurora at Smoky Hill and Chambers. And if you have never had a turducken for Thanksgiving, or if you've never had a turducken, period, make this the year that you have a turducken. If not, they can have your fresh turkey for you. A fresh turkey from Carmen Leonardo's Meat Market. That will make your Thanksgiving absolutely perfect. And, of course, Piedmontese beef. You want to throw a steak on the grill? Do that, too, with Piedmontese beef. Grass-fed, no antibiotics from Piedmontese. All right, we'll hit that break. We'll come back. And Arnie Stapleton from the Associated Press. Got to thank Jim McElwain and Paul Kirk from Colorado State for joining me here in this first segment as we talk about the Rams and the Lobos. It's FM 94.1. On the AM dial, we're 1550. In Boulder, we're 96.9. Mile High Sports.